What if everything you've heard about cholesterol is incomplete, or even wrong? For decades, doctors told us to focus on total cholesterol, or HDL, and LDL ratios. But according to Dr. Peter Attia, one of America's leading longevity experts and a former Johns Hopkins and Stanford-trained physician, that approach misses the real target. Attia explains that it's not just about how much cholesterol you have, it's about how it's carried in your bloodstream, the number of LDL particles, called ApoB. Because the more LDL particles you have, the higher the chance they'll sneak into your artery walls, build up plaque, and start the slow process of cardiovascular disease. And here's the part most people never hear from their doctor. Your LDL levels can be high even if you feel perfectly healthy. You can exercise, eat clean, look fit, and still have silent risk building inside. That's why Peter Attia says cholesterol isn't about vanity or quick fixes. It's about precision, data, and understanding your metabolism at a deeper level. In this video, we're going to break down his science-based method to lower LDL, not with fear, but with facts. You'll understand what really drives LDL up and how to bring it down using the exact principles Attia teaches his patients, so you can protect your heart, your brain, and your future. To understand how to lower LDL, we first need to understand what it really is. Most people think cholesterol is a fat that floats in the blood, clogging arteries, but that's not exactly true. Cholesterol is a waxy molecule that your body actually needs. It helps build cell membranes, produce hormones, and make vitamin D. The problem isn't cholesterol itself, it's how it's transported. Your bloodstream is made mostly of water, and cholesterol doesn't mix well with water. So your body packages it into little carriers called lipoproteins. The most common one is LDL, low-density lipoprotein, and its job is to deliver cholesterol throughout your body. Peter Attia explains it with a simple analogy. Think of LDL as delivery trucks on a highway. The more trucks you have, the more chances one of them crashes into the arterial wall. When too many LDL particles circulate, some of them slip into the lining of your arteries. Your immune system tries to repair the damage, creating inflammation and plaque buildup. Over time, that plaque hardens and narrows the arteries, the beginning of heart disease. And here's the key point. It's not just how much cholesterol each truck carries, it's how many trucks there are. That's why Attia focuses on ApoB, the protein on every LDL particle. Measuring ApoB tells you exactly how many of those trucks are on the road. So, when your ApoB is high, you're not just dealing with cholesterol. You're dealing with traffic congestion inside your arteries. And no matter how healthy you feel, that silent traffic jam is what slowly drives cardiovascular risk upward. So, if LDL particles are the real problem, the next question is, what makes them go up? Peter Attia breaks it down into three main drivers, and each one can quietly push your ApoB higher without you noticing. Number one, excessive saturated fats. Not all fats are bad, but some have a strong impact on LDL particle production. Attia explains that saturated fats found in butter, cheese, coconut oil, and fatty cuts of red meat can raise LDL by changing how the liver packages cholesterol. It's not about fear of fat, it's about balance. Replacing some of those fats with unsaturated ones, olive oil, avocado, salmon, or nuts, can significantly lower LDL levels over time. Number two, insulin resistance. This one surprises many people. When your cells stop responding well to insulin, your body produces more of it, and that high insulin environment triggers the liver to make more VLDL, the precursor of LDL. In other words, poor blood sugar control doesn't just cause diabetes risk, it also drives cholesterol problems. That's why Attia says metabolic health and lipid health are deeply connected. Number three, genetics. Some people inherit conditions like familial hypercholesterolemia, which cause high LDL from birth. For them, lifestyle changes alone may not be enough. Medications like statins or ezetimibe become essential tools. Attia's message here is clear. It's not about blame. It's about understanding your individual biology. So whether it's diet, insulin resistance, or genetics, Each path leads to the same destination: more LDL particles on the road. But the good news is, you can turn that traffic around once you know which cause is driving your numbers. So how do you actually lower LDL? Not in theory, but in real life. Peter Attia teaches a three-step approach that goes beyond numbers and focuses on cause, mechanism, and action. Step 1. Change the input. The food you eat is the single biggest daily signal to your liver. Every time you eat, your body decides how much cholesterol to make and how to package it. Attia recommends replacing saturated fats, butter, cream, processed meats, with unsaturated sources like olive oil, avocado, nuts, and fatty fish. He often says, you don't have to eliminate fat, you have to choose the right kind. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition supports this. People who replaced just 5% of saturated fats with unsaturated fats saw LDL levels drop by over 10%. Small change, real result. Step 2. Improve metabolic health. This is where Attia's longevity framework shines. He often reminds his audience that the single most powerful way to reduce LDL naturally is to improve insulin sensitivity. How? By walking after meals, controlling refined carbs, fasting strategically, and maintaining a healthy waistline. Imagine your metabolism as an engine. When it runs clean, your liver doesn't overproduce LDL. But when it's flooded with sugar and insulin, it starts sending out more cholesterol trucks into the bloodstream. Attia calls this cross-training your metabolism, combining diet, strength training, and sleep to optimize how your body handles energy. Step 3. Measure and personalize. This might be the most important step. Peter Attia is obsessed with measurement because it replaces guessing with data. Most people only test total cholesterol or LDL-C, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. The real number you need to know is ApoB, which counts the total LDL particles in your blood. In his clinic, Attia rarely makes a treatment decision without that data, because once you know your ApoB, you can make a precise plan, whether that means dietary changes, more activity, or, if needed, medication. He says, you can't improve what you don't measure. And that's the real difference between Attia's approach and traditional advice. It's not about chasing perfect numbers. It's about understanding your metabolism and treating cholesterol as a Lowering LDL isn't just about numbers on a lab test. It's about protecting the life that still lies ahead of you, the moments, the energy, the clarity that make every year worth living. Peter Attia often says that most people don't die from sudden disease. They die from decades of slow, silent decline. But the beauty is, that decline isn't inevitable. When you take control of your cholesterol, you're not chasing vanity metrics. You're protecting your brain from strokes, your heart from blockages, your muscles from weakness. You're building a stronger, more resilient version of yourself, one that still feels sharp in the morning, one that can move freely, one that isn't held back by fatigue or fear. Attia calls this the centenarian decathlon. The idea that what we do in our 50s and 60s decides what we'll still be able to do in our 80s. Every walk, every good meal, every lab check is a vote for that future. So start small, but start now. Replace one food, go for one walk, get one test, because the difference between knowing and doing is the difference between surviving and thriving. As Attia reminds us, longevity is not about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. And that journey, it starts with one smart choice today.